Hi, my name is Cooper Pittman, and these are my peers, Hiliana, Sammy, Zohana, Celeste, and Sky. They're all in my speech class. Did you know, according to BBC News, a credible news source, as of September 5th, 2024, there have been 385 mass shootings in the U.S. September 5th, 2024 is only the 248th day of the year. This means, on average, there are about 2 mass shootings a day. But mass shootings aren't the only way guns are taking lives daily. According to Brady United, a gun violence prevention group, states there are 74 gun suicides every day. Today, I am here to inform you on the pros and cons of stricter gun laws in the United States of America. I'm credible to speak on this topic because I have done my research on the topic and studied gun laws in the past. Today, I will discuss 2 pros and 2 cons of stricter gun laws. The pros being there would be fewer mass shootings and suicide rates would go down, and the cons being difficulty in self-defense and people still being able to obtain guns illegally. Now that I've reviewed the key points, I'm ready to begin with my first pro. There would be fewer mass shootings. Let's compare the number of shootings in the United States to the second most densely populated country in the world, China. With over 1 billion people who live there, there has only been 1 attack in China in 2024. This attack is known as the Zhu County attack. Simone McCarthy, senior CNN China writer, and Sean Dang, CNN journalist, report on May 8, 2024, that 21 people were injured and 2 were killed in this attack. That consisted of a gun and a knife. If we compare this to the 385 mass shootings in America this year, with China's 24 people injured, it's just a fraction of the people who have been injured in the United States. At this point, you're probably wondering why there's only been 1 mass shooting in China. Well, the gun laws in China are super strict. You're not allowed to own a gun unless you're law enforcement, military, parliamentary, security personnel, or a government-approved sharpshooter. Now think about if we had these laws in the US and all the lives that could have still been here. Next, I'm going to talk about if we had stricter gun laws and regulations on certain firearms people could own, and why there would be fewer lives lost. Let's compare the guns used in the Oxford High shooting and the Robb Elementary School shooting. The gun that was used in the Oxford High shooting was a handgun, and 4 lives were lost, according to CBS article by Dejani Booth Singleton, a freelance writer, on March 8, 2024. While the Robb Elementary School shooting resulted in 21 lives lost, and according to Eric Levinson, CNN journalist, on May 27, 2022, the guns used were 2 assault rifles that could fire 100 rounds in less than a minute. If Americans had limits on guns that could be owned, there wouldn't be as many casualties. These 2 points really emphasize how stricter gun laws can help our country by resulting in fewer mass shootings. But now I'm going to move on to suicide rates going down. In 2022, there were 49,476 reported suicides in the US, with 26,933 of those involving a gun. According to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, stricter gun laws could significantly reduce these rates. While some argue that there are other means of suicide, the Gun Safety Action Fund reported in 2024 that only 4% of non-gun suicides are attributed to other methods. Implementing mental health screenings for firearm purchases could help address this critical issue. Stricter gun laws would also result in lower firearm ownership rates, resulting in fewer firearm suicides. On May 5th, 2024, Everytown, a research team, stated that over 3,300 young people commit suicide, and Kim Parker, director of Pew Research Center, stated 84% of Americans own a gun. If there were stricter gun laws, then this number would go down drastically, and young people wouldn't even have access to firearms. As of now, I have only discussed the pros of stricter gun laws, but now I'm going to look at the cons. The first con being difficulty in self-defense, and the second being people can still obtain guns illegally. According to Jennifer Messia, a senior news writer, wrote in the Trace article on June 3, 2022, guns were used defensively 36,660 times a year during non-fatal violent crimes. If we got rid of guns, a lot of these non-fatal crimes could potentially become fatal because we wouldn't have access to some of the resources to defend ourselves when it comes to a crime like home invasion or a robbery. Lawrence W. Reed, a very famous economist, stated that guns also help prevent over 400,000 actual life-threatening crimes a year. 60% of actual convicted felons admitted to being deterred from a victim that was armed on August 23, 2019. This means that if there were less guns then our crime rates in the US would skyrocket due to criminals not really being afraid of anyone because firearms wouldn't be so common. Now that we've talked about one of our cons, let's talk about the other. People could still obtain guns illegally. As of right now in the United States, there are 500 million civilian-owned firearms, according to an article posted by ammo.com in 2024. Although stricter gun laws would result in making it harder to buy a gun, it wouldn't make it any harder to obtain one illegally. With the number of guns in circulation and with the number of law-abiding citizens in the mix, the danger of being mugged or other crimes would be higher than ever before. On April 5th, 2024, the Associated Press, an organization, stated that there have been 68,000 illegally trafficked guns in the U.S. over the past 5 years. Already in the United States, with new stricter gun laws, would fuel the black market. With the demand for guns in the USA being at an all-time high, people who don't qualify for guns under the new law will buy illegal guns and fund gun trafficking like it's never been funded before. This expansion of the black market could backfire and cause an increase in gun violence rather than a decrease. Just to go over everything I covered today, I'm going to restate my 2 pros and 2 cons. Decrease in mass shooting, lower suicide rates, difficulty in self-defense, and people can still obtain guns illegally. The purpose of my speech today was to inform you on the pros and cons of stricter gun laws in the United States. Now think back to the question I asked you in the very beginning of my speech, and really think, are the lives worth owning that firearm? Also think about the ways people could have kept their lives because of guns. Now I wonder, how do you feel about stricter gun laws? Thank you.